When Tim O'Brien too, I just noticed.
And Eddie, you've been trying to join the conversation.
Stay down, rove, Eddie.
Yeah. Tried to mark it and then tried to kick the goal.
I hurt there was a joke because I hurt my back. I laid there, the ball came bobbling back, and I was up looking for the next one. Yeah, kick it back in.
You were very, very high. Look at...
I didn't touch that one. Yeah, I touched that one.
Yeah, that's not good. Hey, the moment of the weekend was Sean Burgoyne. Did you catch it, Ed? Did you catch it, Jack, on Saturday?
No, I actually didn't catch the game, but I saw a bit of the preamble during the week. But I mean, 400 games and the first Indigenous player, Ed, to obviously play 400 games of AFL football. I think he was nearly the prototype before we started talking about prototypes about players being able to play in every part of the ground. He's just a phenomenal player and obviously a premiership player for both those football clubs there. So pretty sentimental to play against your old mob in your 400s.
Yeah, that is pretty special. I wish I could have went, but we played that night, so spewing that I could miss it. Just looking at everyone in the rooms with Byron Pickett and Gavin Wangan, Gilbert McAdam, all the brothers there, and it's just special, especially not just for Shawnee and his family, but where he's come from Port Lincoln and the community back home.
That's your mob, isn't it, around there?
The Mallee Park Football Club. And
what's in the water there?
There's Byron Pickett.
Nearly 800 games between you two.
Yeah, so there's a lot of boys that come from that footy club, but, that's just, young kids all around Australia look up to Sean and, he's such an amazing role model. And I've always hated it, when he came and played on me, I'd always tell him, when he's walking towards you.
Oh, you'd hate that, wouldn't you? I'm not Burgoyne.
I was like, but the funny thing was, I was talking to him in language, so no one else would understand. So the Aboriginal language that we grew up with back in South Australia, and no one could understand what I was saying to him, but he knew exactly what I was saying to him.
That's great.
Which was quite funny.
That's a great
Can you give us a taste now?
Well, if Sean was walking towards me, I would say, Wandi, bidger over there, playing a Wajal over there. But yeah. And so that means... don't... Why are you coming to me for? Go over and play on him, please. Thank you.
That's fantastic.
So no one else knew. So he would smile. And I did it to Graham Johncock, because he obviously Black Pocket. We're from the same community back home, Port Lincoln, the same language group. So I would say that as well. Tell him, go play over on someone else.
That is awesome.
That is great. There's got to be belief within Carlton now, Eddie. Consecutive wins. How's the vibe at Icon Park?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Hang on, I just want to go back. 2 games from 300. That's amazing. So next week against Brisbane, 300. That's unbelievable. I just wanted to say, the week building up to that, obviously I played 300 when I was at the Crows 2 years ago. It was the best week of my life. So that's going to be a special week. And
did they win against Gold Coast?
Gold Coast, yeah, we had a win.
Oh, perfect. I'll bank that one.
Had a win. So, it's an unbelievable week and looking forward to it, and hopefully boys get the win for you.
Thanks, mate.
But yeah, down at Carlton land, we're just having fun, really, to be honest, going out there and trying to play the best footy that we can be. And, it all starts with our defence. The game against GWS, wasn't to our standards, and I guess, our fans wasn't really happy with the way that what we were producing. And we kind of sat back as a group and talk about what we need to do, and we had that hard conversation, and, we thought about what would they want from us. They would want passion, they would want heart, they want to see the Carlton Football Club, work as hard as they can and play Carlton way. And I guess, the last 2 weeks we just put it all back to defence, and then once we get that right, we'll tack off that.
It's funny, Jack and Eddie, join in here, when clubs go through a lean patch and then they have a win or a couple of wins, players often say, we stripped it right back. We got it back to fundamentals. Why don't we play fundamentals all the time, which is defence first and let the offence take care of itself?
Yeah, it's funny. But, yeah, like we said, we're just playing cliche week after week, and basically, we want to earn respect in this competition, and we just got to keep playing the footy that we're playing. So
what I've noticed in the last couple of weeks, Paddy Dow, everyone's speaking about him, he's been terrific in 2 weeks. Liam Stocker, he got a lot of pressure on him when he was part of the early trade and the early draft. He's really slotted in at half-back, and he's going to be a tough player for a long, long time. Liam Stocker, Jack Silvani on the weekend. So some of the kids that have been up and down and injured and no continuity, they're now starting to get some games into them.
Yeah, it is. And I guess I've been through it at Adelaide Crows as well, when we're not playing that great brand of footy, and once you get a few wins on the board, the confidence and the belief that, you get within the playing group, it could take you a long way. And obviously we've got 2 wins now, and there's a big challenge this week against Geelong. They smacked... who'd they smack last week? They smacked Essendon down there Friday night. So we're at the G. Hopefully all our fans can get there, be loud, because we feed off the fans' energy. So Yeah, it's
Your
gonna
big
be,
win, that one, wouldn't it? Blues over Cats.
Or we'll just play. We'll go out and play the way. Hopefully, we'll play the way we played on the weekend and see where we go.
What about your own form, Eddie? You look rejuvenated lately. 20 goals in 9 games.
Well, I'll put it down to just going out and having fun. You know, last year was pretty tough, being in a hub, being away from family. And to be honest, last year I kind of had in my head, like, I wanted to play for another contract. And I'll let it get to my head. You know, there's a lot of media scrutiny out there, you know, saying he's...
So what does that, how does that affect your playing? Do you become more selfish?
Or, no, you just overthink stuff. You overthink stuff, especially in games where I play on instinct. I don't think when I'm out there. I know the structures, I know everything. I know how to help out my teammates around me. And when you're in those moments and you're not thinking, you're just playing and enjoying it, where I'm overthinking it, and you're worrying about your possessions, you're worrying about your goals, you're worrying about other people, what they're thinking about you. Where I put it down to this year, I don't care what anyone else thinks. I don't need to prove a point to anyone else. Last year, I wanted to prove a point to myself that I could still play. This year, I said I didn't even need to prove a point to myself. I just want to go out and play.
Johnny Ralph's written a story in the Herald Sun tomorrow. He spoke to your manager today. And the manager said that you're open to the idea, if Carlton have got the idea, of you continuing in 2022.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to play on as long as I can. But for me, at the moment, just going out, having fun, helping my teammates, helping the Carlton Football Club get success, and try to help develop these young forwards, and Matty Owies, Lockie Fogarty, you know, Fish, and help out Harry Mackay while I'm down there as well.
So what snapped you out of that, of I need to stop thinking about a contract and just play?
Well, you know, I know that I'm coming to the end, closer to the end than the start. So I just thought, just go back to the basics, strip it right back,
The old cliche.
The element of acceptance with that as well. That, you know, I reckon I went through a similar thing maybe sort of 8 weeks ago, where it's just like all you want to do is you want to play footy forever. And people start talking about you retiring and coming to the end, and you think, oh, I don't want it to end, because it's such a great job, it's such a great environment. Then you start thinking about what you'll miss the most, and a lot of times it's not the footy, it's actually the day-to-day stuff that we do at training, and it starts to play with your mind a little bit.
There's a speculation.
Yeah.
The people saying it's coming to an end. Jack, you're not jumping.
No, well, as soon as you turn 30, though, apparently you're supposed to retire, so...
No, you've beaten away a few critics over the last couple of years.
Trying, Robbo, trying.
A quick one to you both. News of the day that obviously Alistair Clarkson's departing Hawthorn, Sam Mitchell, the succession plan. How would you take that as a Hawthorn player, do you think?
Oh, I can't.
Give us a headline, Jack.
I can't predict what they're thinking down at Hawthorn, but...
Initial feeling as to a succession plan, being at a club where there's a succession plan in place?
I really don't know. I really honestly don't know how it would play out. I mean, you only look, there's probably only 2 case examples, which is the Rutten, Worsfold and Buckley and Malthouse. So you want to keep all your great coaches at your club, but I mean, when you get a good one, you want to hang on to them as well. It's going to be a very interesting 18 months, yeah.
Your thoughts on succession plans, Eddie?
I've got no clue.
Smart,
well, the only thing is he's got that relationship there. You know, with the VFL, obviously he's coaching the VFL down there with Andy Ottens, and obviously played with a lot of players at Hawthorn, so the relationship's there.
How's the relationship when you go what you've gone through, Richmond, with Hardwick, to this year? There's been some commentary in the last couple of days about Damien Hardwick. Does that has any effect?
Zero.
On the playing group?
Zero.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Absolutely zero.
When you hear that discussion come up, and it was Caroline Wilson talking about the split up, how do you feel when you hear that? Do you want to tell the world it's not true? We've got no issue with it whatsoever?
It's not my job to talk about someone else's private life in the public eye. And I don't think it's Caroline Wilson's either. I've told you now, it's got absolutely zero to do with anything, like our performance at all.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to lighten things up. Macca's is celebrating 50 years. And as part of that, we've got a bit of a poll going. So, Jack, you feature in tonight. So we're celebrating McDonald's 50th birthday in Australia. Looking back at the most memorable voted by the fans. And we've got...
I was against Crows, eh? I don't want to see that.
What's two?
And the Killers.
Nearly triple what Brian got with Gatorade Buggy.
That's the best thing I've ever seen in post-match footy.
Yeah, thank you.
Or Brian Lake and the Gatorade Buggy.
The kids had more fun than Brian, I think. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian
So-
Lake for my life.
Well, Ed, you can get your phone out and scan that QR code and vote, or head on to Fox Footy's Facebook page